Good afternoon everyone and welcome to today's session. Okay, so for those who don't recognise my voice, my name's Liam and today we're going to be covering some frequently asked questions relating to the web store. Okay, so if you've got any questions during the session, just use the chat to the right of the video where Ollie will be able to speak with you. Okay, so we just get underway. Okay, so the first thing we're going to be covering today is how to set up a banner on the web store through the control panel. So the first thing we want to do is if we go into contents and then image collections. Okay, so what we're going to do then is if we click on new. Okay, and if we just give it a test name. Okay, and then change the status to enabled. Okay, and then if you click add image, and then we want to select an image, so just click browse just below the image. Okay, so we've got some images already set up if we just select this one. Okay, so we've got a few other fields here. The title is going to be just a reference point for this image. What it's also quite good for is for SEO purposes. So when Google is locating your page through search engines, it uses this title to find the page. So it's always good to put something in there that's relevant and make sure your web store easy to find. So if I just put test in there. Okay, and then the link's going to be the link that sits behind the image. So probably the best thing to do with this is we just go to a web page. Okay, and then just literally copy and paste the link into there. Okay, and then the target is going to be how that link actually behaves. So if you want to open a new page or if you want to stay on the existing tab. So probably one piece of advice I'd give on this is if you've got an internal link, you'll probably want it to open on the same page, but if it's a link that takes it away from the web store, then the best thing to do is to have it open in a new window or tab, just so your customer can get back to the web store as quickly as possible. Okay, so if I save that. Okay, and then if I go into contents and then modules. Okay, and then we're going to select banners. Okay, so if I just click add at the bottom. And then I'm just going to select the test banner. And you've also got this dimensions field, which is just your width and height. So ideally it should be the same as what the actual image is. So what we're going to do for this one is we're going to set 760 by 300. Okay, and if I save that. So once we've actually set it up as a module, now we want to apply it to a page. So if we go into contents and then page layout. Okay, and then if we go into the home page. And then if we click into the content tab, so if we scroll down a bit further, you've got this add module. So by clicking that just adds a new module to the page. So you've got this position here, which is going to be where it appears on the page. So because we've set it up as a banner, we want it to appear in the center, so it's going to be top. Okay, and then we want to select the correct banner, which is the test banner. So once you've done that, just hit save. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to open up a copy of the web store. So just by clicking front in the top right hand corner, that'll open up a copy of the web store. Okay, so you can see that it's applied it there to the top of the page. Okay, so that's just for a static banner. What we're going to do now is we're going to go through setting up a sliding banner, so where it moves through the different images. So if we go back again to image collections, okay, and then we'll set up a new one again. and we just enter slide and banner. Okay, and then again change that status to enabled. So this time we're going to be adding 2 images, so if I click this twice, okay, and again I'm just going to select an image from within there. If you do want to upload your own image, just click upload and then select the file from your desktop or wherever it is on your machine. Okay, so if I scroll down, I'm going to select this one again. Okay, and then I'll select another one. Okay, so if I click save on that. Okay, and then if I go back into contents and modules, and then this time we want to select the slideshow. So if I click into that, and then click add again. Okay, and then I'll select slide and banner. Okay, so the dimensions is a little bit different for the slideshow. What it's going to be is it's going to be the container. So again, we'll just set it as 760 because that represents the space in the middle of that page, and then I'll do it 300 as the height. Okay, and then the effect will be how it moves from one image to the next. So if you've ever used anything like PowerPoint, it's just similar to that. It's similar to the transition effects that you've got available in PowerPoint. So if I select fade for that, okay, and then there's a few sort of appearance based options to the right there, but the main one we're going to be concerned with is the speed. So that's how fast it moves from one image to the next, and then the pause is going to be how long it stays on that one image for. Okay, so that's based in milliseconds as well. And then if we tick show shadow, that'll just add like a box shadow around the container of the slideshow. Okay, and then manual advance basically means that the customer has to move the slider themselves. It won't roll through automatically. So if I leave that unticked and then hit save, okay, so again we're just going to apply it to the page. So we'll go to contents and then page layout. Okay, and then into the home page. Okay, and then if we click into the content tab, and again we're just going to add module at the bottom. Okay, so if I select that at the top, so that just again means it's going to display in the center. And then I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to select slideshow. Okay, so if I hit save on that, and then I'll go back and refresh. Okay, so you can sort of see the difference between the two there. You've got the static one which we set up at first. It's also got a link behind it. So that takes you to Google, and then below it you've also got the slideshow again, and that flicks between the two images. Okay, so the next thing we're going to cover is moving slightly away from the control panel, is the reasons for why a product might not display on the web. So if I just pull up the other screen now. Okay, so that's just a few of the reasons why a product might not show on the web. So you've got things like if the catalogue's not assigned to the Webstore control company, if it's not ticked in as visible on the web within the product, if the product has a classification or not, and if the catalogue expired. So the end date, if the end date on the catalogue is expired, then that would also cause it not to show. Okay, and if the item, obviously, if it doesn't exist, that's another reason. And then sort of funny characters in the product name itself can cause it to not show. So things like hyphens, any special characters really. Okay, and then just going back to that attributes one, what I wanted to cover was just how to set up attributes. This is quite a big thing that a lot of people miss. So if I just pull up Prima, I go into stocking products. Okay, and if what I'm going to do is I'm going to search on products that have a negative PG number. So in sort of plain terms, anything with a positive PG number is something that you can't modify the attributes for. Okay, but everything with a negative PG number you can see, or can modify, sorry. So if I tick that and do a search, okay, so if I just click into one of these products as an example, okay, so where we want to go is into the extra info tab. Okay, so once you clicked into there, it's already set up by default with this unclassified item, so all of your own products will by default appear with this group. So what we want to do is we want to amend that. So if we click into add/edit attributes, okay, so this is a chair, so if we look for the group chairs, okay, I'll just put it under furniture sets, and then you've got the attributes that are attached to that group. So each one of these groups comes with its own sort of set of attributes. So things like brand, if we just click into that, I'll just add a random set of attributes. Okay, so that was because I hadn't removed the attribute that was associated with unclassified. So if I click add on that, okay, and then I'll go into chair height, and I'll just continue down and just add each one. So in this drop down, you'll see a list of what's available for that particular attribute. So the idea is you're just going to go through each of them and just make sure that they've all got a value. Okay, so if I apply that to the product, okay, so if I now go to the web store, okay, and if I do a search for that, okay, so if we scroll down, we can see that it's added those attributes in there. And when you're searching for things just generally, so if I was to click into furniture sets, for example, then you'll see that you've also got these options available which you can filter by. So in this particular group, there's only 2 products, but with a group that's got quite a few products in it, these attribute filters are quite good to sort of filter out what your customer needs. Okay. Another thing that I just wanted to mention was the web store control company. Now, I'm not sure how many people really know about this, but what we're going to do is we're just going to put a link in the chat to the right. So once that's in there, you can double click on it and just read briefly about it and what it's all about, really. Okay, so that's pretty much everything for today's session. If you've got any questions, just ask away in the chat to the right of the video. If you've got any topic suggestions, put these in the chat or tweet our PrimaGO Twitter account, and we'll take aboard your suggestions for next week's webinar. Another thing as well, a link will be put in the chat for the PrimaGO Twitter page. Thanks for your time, and I hope you all have an enjoyable weekend. I'll see you all next week.